With respect to acceptance of sunnah, sunnahs are divided into two. There are sunnahs that everybody accepts, that nobody denies them except a kafir. But before we go there, let's remind ourselves, what do we call sunnah? Sunnah, according to the scholars of Islamic law, is an act performed by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Remember the three conditions: consistently, in public, and what? There's no evidence that it is actually an act that is compulsory or is an obligation. So back to business. There's some sunnahs that nobody would deny them except a kafir. A kafir is an unbeliever. This is important because today some people deny some sunnah. Watch out, if there are some sunnahs that you deny and they fall under the category of something that will lead you to kufr, you have to be careful. Al-adhan, call to prayer. This was done 5 times every day in the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in public. Everybody saw it. He didn't do it personally, but it was done in his presence and he approved of it. So al-adhan, it is sunnah. If someone says calling the adhan is not sunnah, and he denies that, that is an act of disbelief. Observing salat, the 5 daily salat in congregation, is also another good example. There are other sunnahs that we say la yarduha illa mubtada'. Nobody denies this kind of sunnah except an innovator, because they are so popular. Ash-shafa'ah, the intercession of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The intercession of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam on the day of Qiyamah, to believe that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is going to come in the presence of Allah subhanahu on the day of Qiyamah, and he will make plea, he will beg Allah subhanahu, please forgive so and so, please increase the level of so and so, please grant this one Jannah, oh Allah, reduce the punishment for this person, is something that we have to believe. And this is why we go back to the same point that we repeat often and often. Bid'ah, what we will call bid'ah, is something that has to do with belief, not with actions. I say that and we repeat it. Bid'ah does not have anything to do with actions, because the hukm, the ruling, is dalala, and dalala is not one of the 5 rulings of taklif. We can treat that in another topic. Denying the hawd of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam does not have a basin of water from which people will drink on the day of Qiyamah, is only rejected by people who are going astray, who are innovators. Al-mizan, the scale where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to measure our deeds on the day of Qiyamah. To deny this is an act of bid'ah, which is an innovation. It has something to do with your belief system. You observe keenly that the sunnah that we are discussing here means what? Actions and also narrations from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this is where this interfaces with the definition of sunnah according to the scholars of hadith.